because in budget, I'm very interested in this budget thing, and it's for some reason. I actually had to go through it. I saw it somewhere, and I felt like one of those things, you just read about it. And later I realized that reading about it didn't help, unless I could fill up the template. So I actually got a template or two, and I tried it. I used it. Then I gave people to use. I gave my wife to use when we just got married, and then she gave her friends to use. She talked to her friends about it, and they all came back saying, "Hey, that helped them get their things off the foot." I actually shared with bankers, my banking officers, who say, I don't have much money. I do like how much are you earning? If I teach you simple things to do, would you do it? I was like, I'll do it now. Okay, let's do it for a month. So my system usually is to say, for the month we're talking, you take 30 days and write down everything you spend. Just write it down. Don't change your spend habit, just write it down for 30 days. Because you want them to change it abruptly. And then you can't get a real picture of what they're doing. And then I give that template out. It's an exact template, but it's well designed. I got it somewhere. I think I have about 2 or 3 types of it. But I think that was the simplest one I could give people. So you enter all those figures in and it calculates what you're doing. But once you know what to spend in a month, we look at that together. Most times the pictures are very vivid. The picture you paint is very clear. Whatever you spend the month, you see where your money goes. I call it where your money goes. I've had someone who dashes money, gives out money to their security man at the bank every day. So they hail her the most. They pack her car in the best position. But she gives out money every day. Just to say, she's closing later. They say, madam, nice to you. Same journey, you. She gives her something. And I consider how much she gave out every month. She was amazed at how much she spent on lunch and dinner, how much she gave her younger brother and sister every month. That suddenly opened her eyes to something. And what happened was, I gave her what to change. I shared with her what to change, and we agreed on what she was going to make amends with. And after 3 months, she told me she had saved some money, and she had bought a piece of land with a structure on it, a building that was just being constructed near their area. She had saved enough money. Her mother helped her added a little, and then she bought that property. She was still single then when we talked about that. And from that point on, she went on to start a business, a business online where she would import things from China for bridal people, all those dressings, all their makeup and everything, and she would sell it to them. And before you knew it, she was doing so well in it. Before she got married and had a kid. So budget is majorly about saying, how would you spend the money so that you won't be spending spontaneously. So you need to find out where is your money going first, and then use this template, fill it out. Then use that second template to look at how you want to spend for the next month and the next month. So what you do is to take out all your important stuff first. You can't do without paying your bills for house, you have to pay your bills for fuel, you have to eat and all those things. You take that one out first. And where you are doing dinners, you are going to the eatery, we'll have seen that from your 30-day record of what you spent on. We'll know that you are eating out every day. That's not ideal. You can't eat out at the restaurant every day. It's not going to gel. It's not going to gel. And then you're going to eat lobsters and prawns every weekend. It's not going to gel. You're not going to get there. So we knock out those ones and then look at where you're spending too much money on your telephone calls. You spend money talking all through the night. Irrelevant things. Not to cut them out. You have 2, 3 cable subscriptions because you want one here and one in the room. You can't do that. You got to share the line. Internet. You got to take one for the whole house and all that. So once you do that, we don't know how much you should spend. And then we target, you want to 10%, 20%, 30% savings. You take that out in that form, it shows you what are discretionary funds, discretionary expenses you see. And then you put out what you want to save. It adds up immediately and you see. Then once you are disciplined enough to follow that spending for the next 1 month, you see how much you save immediately. Then we go to the next tactic. Some people, they can't leave money in their savings account, they will go back to it. Some people's problem is that whenever they have money, family members come around and ask them for money, and they think it's wicked for you not to give that money out. But every month they go around that cycle. I have people like that around me, and I keep on telling them, you're still in the same cycle. Every time they come, you give out all you have. You end up back in that cycle. So it's a step-by-step thing, but we can get the template. We can do the first part of it. The rest of it, I think, is more about coaching. It's not just about a book or anything, but we can do a book, do a workbook around it to help people to make it really, really easy. And then the coaching will come up to help them and encourage them every month so that they don't give up, even when that challenge comes to spend all, when that challenge comes to be like the Joneses, when the challenge comes to buy that next car, to spend on that next phone, to take that journey that they can afford to take. We're going to help them and also teach them the difference between taking a credit card and a debit card, how to use your card, how not to take loans on the bank because of the free loans. All those things that pitfalls that people fall into now. We can deal with that practically right here. And then, of course, for those that have businesses, they can learn what kind of money to take into business, when to take that risk of loaning money and when to let go of it. So I believe it's something that we can do, really.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Coach. So that's it. We're always looking for how can we help. And we just don't want to say that with our mouth alone. Also kind of put either our tools or put some products or some program or some service to help people go through that. Thank you very much. It's been a lovely time.